Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Friendly Counselor Live. This is our Christmas edition. And for tonight, the topic will be coping with holiday stress. So join me tonight. We will be sharing some tips of how do we deal with the holiday stress. So please like this video, share the video, and we will begin shortly. I am Dr. Quita Roberts, founder of the Friendly Counselor Foundation, a licensed therapist. I provide counseling to families, children, couples, individuals, and I hope to share some of my knowledge with you all tonight. Please note that this session is not a substitute for counseling. This live tonight is not a substitute for counseling. So thank you for joining the Friendly Counselor. Again, let's dive in. Holiday stress is the topic. This time of the year, it's called the most wonderful time of the year. We hear it, we see it everywhere. People and families are excited about this time of the year. However, because it is the most time of the year, does not mean that the stress level of this time of the year, is non existent. So, for many people, there are exceptional health concerns, people that are struggling with mental health issues. It does not disappear because we are in the holiday seasons. Everybody is expecting the holiday seasons to be joyous, it's happy. It is not so for everybody, especially for those struggling with loneliness, with depression, with anxiety, those that are struggling with grief. And this time of the year can be extremely difficult for those people. Those people who have recently divorced, separated, those people who lost their jobs, individuals who are trying to navigate through life, managing family issues. They may not be talking or in good relationship with their family, with their loved ones. So the holiday season can be joyous, but it can also be stressful. It can be stressful due to the many different obligations that we put ourselves through, from Christmas parties, different organizations, job parties, get together, scheduling, arranging gifts exchange, dinner with friends and family. It doesn't help that in America, the daylight saving time is darker around this time of year. And we are aware of what we call seasonal affective disorder, which many people struggle with, mood disorder around this time of the year because there is limited daylight. And so people are more prone to being depressed. So while we may feel pressure to keep a smile on our face during this time of the year, we may fake it, like we say, we fake it to make it. Everybody wants to be jolly, and you hear people telling you, oh, put up a Christmas chair. You are expected to be happy. The worst thing that you can feel is to be depressed around this time of the year. But I want us to understand that it is okay to have all of these emotions. You don't have to fake it because it's the holidays, right? Let's learn some coping skills tonight in how we can manage our stress and emotions during the holiday season. So, the first and foremost, be realistic with yourself. Those expectations that are unrealistic, um, commitments. Write down the commitments that you will make during this holiday season. Do not overdo it. You don't have to attend every party. You don't have to respond to every invitation. You don't have to be everywhere. So, those end of year meetings, learning to manage your stress, with the exception of, again, what do I need to attend? Where do I need to be? What is important to me at this time of year? Check your calendar, making sure that your responsibilities as it relates to where you need to go, and things that you need to do. You cannot please everybody all of the time. You may be able to please some people, but you cannot please everybody all of the time. And that's something that we must remember. There might be people that will be upset because you didn't attend the party, and that's okay. Do you have the capacity to attend these events? That's the first thing you need to ask yourself. I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired, my expectations are unrealistic. Maybe I need to take some things off my list, right? Maybe I don't need to show up to every invitation that I receive. So get comfortable with the idea that you don't have to do everything. This is where we seek help. There are some people that are going crazy trying to do everything because, oh, I am the one who does this anyway. I have to do all of the shopping. If you're married, get some help from your spouse. If you are in a family where, uh, you can distribute some of the responsibility, delegate some of it with your family members. One thing that I have encouraged my family to do, and what we do is we create a list on Amazon for those of you in America. So each family create the Amazon list and we share it with different family members. So I will create a list for my kids and I will share it with my siblings, with my mom, the grandmother, uncles, and everybody. So that way it is not so stressful, and vice versa. They share their children's lists with me, and that's how we kind of do the gift exchange. Um, Try to keep some healthy habits. Maintaining healthy habits during the holiday is very important because you are out of school, because you are home, doesn't mean that you should sit all day and watch TV. I know it's the easy thing to do, right? But you have to remember that a healthy gut is a healthy mind. So what are you putting in your system? Is if you are eating carbs and sweets all day, you're going to be tired, you're going to be lethargic, tired, right? Um, and if you are prone to depression, what happens there is that I don't feel like doing anything. I don't have any motivation. Chances are you will be easily drawn to depression. So keeping healthy physically, exercising. Again, it doesn't have to be a gym. I hear a lot of patients tells me, I don't have a gym. You don't need a gym. You can go on YouTube and do something. There's Zumba on YouTube. There's many different type of exercises. Go for a walk. If you are in the United States, bundle up, go for a walk if you are able to, or you can walk in place in your home. If you are in Liberia, you can go for walks, right? That will be easier to do. But remember that healthy eating fuels your energy by adding many different fruits, vegetables, salads, green leaves, anything that is going to give you energy, making sure that it is going to help fuel your energy. Processed food will do the opposite. Make sure that you're getting enough sleep. Now, there's something called bench watching, where we sit all night, we stay up all night, and we catch up on all of our favorite shows, right? Yep. We are so guilty of doing that. Oh, I'm going to finish this season. I'm going to finish that season. And before you know it, the holiday is done and you have not rested the entire time. Well, you know when you haven't rested because you are short with people. You have attitude with people. You get irritated very quickly. You get upset over things that you're not supposed to get upset about. You know that you are tired. So try to get your sleep as much as you can. Because the holiday, there's a lot of activities. There's a lot of, hauling, like we call it hauling and pulling, right? Um, we don't always have things under control. So it's easy to go with the flow. And I know for somebody who is a control freak who likes to control every move, every ounce of what they do. This can be very difficult to hear. Go with the flow. But not everything will be under your control. You may find yourself feeling overwhelmed because you have to go with the flow, and that's not what you will usually do. It's outside of your norm. So I don't understand why these people want me to do this. I wouldn't do it this way. Why are they forcing? Why can we do it the way that we always do it? Well, maybe that is not how they want to do it. So let's respect that. Let it go. You are going over to a friend's house for dinner, and maybe you will usually have dinner at 2 p.m., but they're inviting you to go over at 7. And that is something that is out of your control. That's their home. They're inviting you at 7 and you're upset. So making sure that you kind of go with the flow and paying attention to your mental health, especially at this time. Why is it important to pay attention to your mental health, especially at times where you may be feeling sad, you may be feeling lonely, and it's okay to feel those things. However, we want to be able to cope by paying attention to what's happening. What is happening at this time? Why am I feeling lonely? For some people, relationship, recent breakup, they are alone. They don't have a significant other. For others, it may be that the kids are grown. They are doing their own things. They don't have time for them. For a young person, you may recently have lost a parent, a loved one, and even younger people go in and out of relationships. And then here is the issue of mental illness. You have depression. And around this time of the year, where the television comes on and everybody is happy, everybody is smiling. You see families taking pictures all over social media. What do we see? Pajamas photos. And then you are sitting there. How am I going to take a pajama photo? I have nobody to even take my pictures with. I don't even have money to go and buy pajamas for my kids to be a part of that social media crowd. That, there's such a pressure right now on social media that people are putting trees up. People are taking pictures of their family under their tree. They're wearing their pajamas, matching outfits. And that can be difficult for somebody who is lonely. That can be difficult for somebody who is grieving. That can be difficult for somebody who is jobless and just really feeling sad in a horrible situation. So focus on the things that you can control. So, what can you do? The best step is focus on what you can control. And if you are feeling overwhelmed, you are feeling particularly emotional around this time of the year, it's always good to seek professional help. There are many free crisis lines that if you are in the United States, you can call, and there will be people on willing to talk to you for free. So, because the holiday season has a lot of responsibilities and obligations, one of the ways that we can control our mental health and cope is to do less. You want to be able to do less than what you have to do. Don't overcommit your time. Do not overcommit yourself to nobody. I know maybe you may be the best person to make that dish and everybody love the way that you make it, but you have so many other things to do. And so now you're stressed because now you have committed to make this dish. And even though you're not feeling up to it, you still have to make it. Don't overcommit yourself. Look at your schedule, look at your calendar. Many times we don't like to keep a calendar. I always say to people, papers don't lie. Jot things down. If you have written some stuff down of all the things you need to do, it makes it a reality when you look at it and see how packed that schedule is. You have overcommitted yourself. So do less. It is perfectly acceptable to have your tradition where no is a part of it. we kind of feel like if we say yes to everything, maybe people may like us, people may be happy with us. But if you have a tradition with your family, maybe with friends, and that tradition is not working for you anymore, it's okay to create your own traditions. For example, Christmas Day, family get together. That is something you guys have been doing all of your life, but you're at a point in a life where you now have your own family. You now have, something different that you want to do, your own tradition. Well, maybe then the family can understand that I don't necessarily, wish to be there on Christmas Day, but we can do something Christmas Eve, or maybe the day after Christmas. So that way you are still honoring your family's tradition. At the same time, you are establishing your own new tradition. And if that is with your family, you can now establish that new tradition with your family. So when we say do less, that what is that about? We want to be able to do less when it comes to that. Thank you for watching. Please share this video as much as you can and invite others to join. Um, do less. Let's talk about family wanting gifts, expectations that you are the one who is going to be able to provide for everybody. Maybe again, you're the only one that is in the family who is working or who has some form of income, and everybody is looking towards you to provide something for the family. It's very important that you communicate that. It's okay to say, guys, this year is really rough for me. I'm not going to be able to fully support the family like I plan to. It's okay to say that. You don't have to, again, overburden yourself, because what happens here is that you commit to something that you cannot do, and that can cause even more issues within the family. So if you are that one person that has always been the one to buy gifts for family and this year is rough for you, don't overextend yourself. Communicate that to your family. And if they don't understand, like we say, too bad, right? You can't give what you don't have. And that's the truth. Reach out if you need to be around people, reach out. Social isolation is not the best thing that we can do, especially this time of the year. There are some people that may feel as if they don't want to be around nobody. I just want to be alone. I don't want to be bothered with people. I'm just not in a good mood right now, so I'm going to stay by myself. And that may not be the best thing for you. Maybe you can go to a few parties, one or two, where you get that social energy up, right? You feel that social interaction, and you can leave. You don't have to necessarily spend the entire time there, but at least to go out and to be engaged. So we want to be able to uh, make sure that we're not isolating ourselves, because again, loneliness set in. And when loneliness stays around for too long, we are inviting depression. So let's make sure that we want to be able to get some form of social interaction. Um, there are many people that you may be able to talk to if you're feeling lonely. We say find a shoulder to cry on, right? You don't have to hold it all inside and keep it all inside. So, what are some small adjustments that you will need to make this time of year? That is something that you must consider. Are there things that I need to change? Are there things that maybe needs to be shifted? So after Christmas, we're going to see social media is going to be packed with New Year's resolutions. So many people will be writing about what they're going to change next year, what they're going to do better, what friend that they let go this year, who they cut out from their life, and we will see a lot of those things. Let's plan ahead. One way that we can control our holiday stress is to plan ahead. Don't wait until the last minute and then you start to do all of those things that you want to do. When it comes to financial planning, um, this is the season of giving. Everybody wants to give. You must understand that right after Christmas is what we call dry January. You still have bills to pay, you still have tuitions to pay, you still have food you need to buy. There's a lot of things that you will need to do. What you don't want to do is to dry up all of your resources, and come January, you have no way to survive because you have depleted all of those resources, and then you start to feel sad and feel bad. So, making sure that you're planning for the holidays, because again, holidays means spending money. So make your budget, try to stick with it as much as you can. Spending money on your loved ones, many times that's how we show love, that's how we show care. But it is important to remember that if you live in America, you have those bills to pay. And I saw it's Liberia and other parts of the world. Don't buy gifts that you will be paying the rest of the year. Some people want to buy the most expensive gifts for their girlfriends, for their boyfriends, for their wives, their husband, their children, their friends. Don't put it on a credit card, or don't buy that gift that is going to take you 3, 4 years to finish paying out. That's not a smart financial buy. So, another way that we can manage stress during the holidays is trying to create an environment that is soothing, that is relaxing. I like to listen to jazz music. Sometimes I put some gospel music on, something that resonates with your soul, that calms you down, something that is light. Sometimes you may want to light some candles around you. Um, Something that is going to just create a mood that is going to keep you, calm with all of the stressors around you. When you step outside of your house or even in your house, there are stressors around this time of the year. And then you turn the TV on and you see the news, sometimes not so good news, but we want to be able to create that peace, that calmness in our space where we are. So, music is very good, it is very therapeutic. Many times when we are stressed and we turn music on, it helps to soothe and calm our mind. So I encourage you to do that. If you are able to play your favorite music, engage in playing that. That's going to boost your feelings. That's going to boost your mood. That is going to improve your vitamin D and all of that, right? So we want to make sure that we're doing those things, and share your feelings. Don't keep it inside. Talk to somebody who understands you, who is going to keep your confidential business within, between the two of you. Um, when you are spending the holiday, especially for the very first time you're experiencing loss, it can be very difficult. We must acknowledge what we're feeling, accept those feelings, acknowledge the fact that you are feeling sad for this loss. That's what you feel. There's no need to lie about it and say, oh, I'm not feeling sad. Or, I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but, everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. But acknowledge the fact that what you're feeling is sad. And then open up about it to others. It's okay to share with other people that this year has been very difficult for me, and especially this Christmas, because for the first time, I am here struggling without my loved one. I am here struggling without a job. So we need to be able to share with others how we are feeling this time of year. Um, it makes you feel better. And many times people don't understand the power in doing that, but there is power in sharing those things that helps with people. It's important that we do that. Respect your differences, and that also the differences of others. Um, when you find yourself at the family table, understand that family members have different viewpoints. Don't go into a conversation trying to win the argument. You may have that one family member, that one aunt, uncle, or sister that will always say something to set off the crowd. How do you manage them? And when you think about that, you don't want to be around those individuals, but try your best to forgive, try your best to let go, try your best to think about the season. Why am I here? Focus on the similarities between you and these people and try to replace the tension with something productive. Maybe once that person start having the conversation about something that, of course, we know politics this time of the year, both of you have different view, and at the Christmas dining table, this is when they want to bring their view out, right? Their viewpoints, and they have very strong viewpoints and think they are right. Well, this will be the perfect time for you to start clearing up the place. Maybe go in the kitchen and start to straighten things up. Oh, excuse me for a minute. I'm just going to, gather the trash and what have you. In not in a disrespectful way, not in a dismissive way, but in a way to excuse yourself from the situation so that you don't land in a negative road, by kind of like responding in a way that, of course, will not be beneficial to nobody in that situation. Being realistic with yourself means that you are the only person who can do as much as you can do. Being realistic about how much you can handle during the season. Now, others may not respect that. Others may not hear that. Others may not see that, and that's okay. But you need to be realistic with yourself and be honest with yourself. And if you communicate that with people and they're not respecting that, we say that's on them, right? Forget about being perfect. There's this idea that we got to have the perfect clothes. We got to have the perfect Christmas tree. We got to have the perfect outfit for our family, the perfect home. My house must look a certain way, right? Oh, this year I didn't have the Kim Kardashian tree, or I didn't have the Beyonce tree. We compare ourselves to stars, to influential people, and our money cannot reach those people. So because we try so hard to match their lifestyle, it causes a lot of unhappiness in us. Um, Adjust your expectations, right? That's not where you are. That's not where your pocket is. And it's okay. Meet yourself where you are. Be realistic about what you can afford. Be realistic about where you are in your life. You don't have to impress anybody. Enjoy the company of what you have. If it is yourself and others, that's fine too. And one of the most important things I want to share tonight when it comes to managing your stress during the holidays, you must take breaks when necessary. Do not put yourself in environment in situations where you forget about your own needs. If you are overwhelmed and you need a break, then you must take a break. Um, Again, if you need to take a nap, you must take that nap. It's okay to say, I can't be out there tomorrow, because I need to rest, right? Go for a short walk, read a book, watch a funny movie, um, laugh, laugh, laugh. Find something that is going to improve your mood, right? So the holiday is meant to be enjoyable. The holiday is meant to be fun. The holiday is meant to be spent with family and friends. And sometimes, like I stated earlier, these things can be stressful for some people. It can be uh, productive and producing stress for many people. So it can be productive for some people, for others, it can be destructive. So around this time of year and with the holiday and managing your stress, it is important to know your trash. Where do you your threshold, like we say, how much will you accept? There are so many do's and don'ts that we put on ourselves. Okay, what do you do when, again, you have to navigate family conflict? You have to be spending time with loved ones that you haven't talked to for months, for years, yet and still the expectation is that you're going to show up and you're going to smile. Well, there was a study that mentioned that over half, 53% of people took a survey about this season, and they mentioned that there has been some form of conflict within their family. So family dynamics can be challenging, no doubt. Even outside of the holiday season, many families have frictions with them, right? Loved ones haven't spoken to each other for months, for years, and then they show up every holiday and then they put up a face, right? They try to overshadow that friction with a cheer, with happiness. That is just not real, it's fake. And for me, I say that's a recipe, it's a setup. It's a setup, because what's going to happen is if you don't get along and have not gotten along for all year, what makes you think you're going to get along because it's the holiday? It's not going to happen. So setting boundaries, carving time out for yourself, limiting the activities again that you're going to do. Communicate kindly, lovingly about your boundaries, making conscious efforts to align yourself with your values. If your value at that time is respect, and you are going somewhere where you don't feel respected, why are you going? There's no need for you to go. If the struggle is with gift giving, again, how can you handle that? Maybe you are making sure that you're on a budget. You want to stick to that. You want to make sure that you can get the gifts that you're able to give without breaking the bank, like we say. Feeling disappointed. Maybe life is not going the way that you expected it to go. You're in This year probably was one of the worst years for you, right? And it could be due to many reasons. It could be due to conflict within your family. It could be due to loneliness. It could be due to issues with money, maybe your career, frustration, disappointments. Maybe the holiday season reminds you of another year that has passed without you meeting your goals. What happens after Christmas is the new year. So for some people, they dread coming towards the end of the year. In fact, around this time of the year, we see increased rates in suicide. So paying attention to your loved ones, your friends that kind of disappear from around you, making sure that you are staying in touch with people if you feel that way as well, seeking help that you need to get. Manage your disappointment by practicing gratitude. I understand that this year was a rough year, right? It could have been better. Um, but I'm grateful to God that I'm still here. I am grateful to God that, things are still working out for me. Um, Notice that you're selling yourself short when you start to focus on the negative, right? Identify those things that will help bring you joy. What are those things that will help bring you joy? So avoid those thoughts, feelings, emotions that will focus on the disappointment, focus on the hurt, focus on the resentment, and all of these things. Choose those helpful thoughts. And then I want to talk about seasonal affective disorder lastly. Well, I will talk about alcohol use around this time of the year. Um, also. So, seasonal affective disorder is a type of depression that occurs in the winter season. So, in America, when it's cold, when the days get shorter, when it's dark, that is many times it's dark outside. People who already struggle with mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety, these are the times that they struggle the most. So, depression, again, during the holidays may increase because of all of those things I shared. Very low energy, making sure that you are getting the appropriate sleep, appropriate diet, exercise, sunlight. So, walking outside, or you may purchase portable light and give yourself light therapy. That is something. Try as much as you can to have your room, your spaces illuminated with some light so that you're able to invite that in and make time for things that you enjoy. Be very intentional about that. So, lastly, managing your struggles with alcohol use. There are some people who are not able to manage stress during the holidays, so they turn to alcohol, they turn to drugs. They do not want to feel lonely. They don't want to think about that loss. They don't want to feel depressed. So they do what we call self medicating themselves. They drink, they use drugs. And so be aware of those triggers. Check in with yourself and make sure that your mood, the people that you're around, your thoughts, and all of these things are not triggering to any depression or loneliness, right? Use your support system. So the people that are around you, your friends, your family, your loved ones, all of these people, talk to someone again that you can trust. Make plans and don't avoid your triggers. Make plans and don't avoid your triggers. Many times we feel that if we avoid triggers, they're going to go away. They're not going to go away. And because you're drinking alcohol, you're smoking, whether it's weed or kush or whatever, it does not kill the feelings from in you. Once you get off of that high, all of those emotions, those thoughts, all of those things come back. So it's important that you focus and you treat those things by coping with them, managing them in a healthy way. You are not alone. Many people around this world struggle with holiday stress. And one thing I want you to remember is that holiday stress is short lived, it's not going to last long. From Thanksgiving season to New Year's, most people struggle with holiday stress. And then the season is over, and then you get a breath of fresh air. So remember that the holiday is short lived. So it may be hard, however, functioning at home, at work, in school, in relationships, but there is always help. Reach out to a professional who can help you during this time. You can seek help through therapy, through counseling. I offer free 15 minutes consultation through my company, The Friendly Counselor. You can find me on the Friendly, More Than Me Counseling, morethanmecounseling.org is my website. Or if you live in the United States, you can call the number on the screen, 443 340 9206, for a free 15 minutes consultation. You are not alone, and you do not have to suffer alone. Take advantage if you have an employee program that is going to pay for your free counseling sessions. Most companies do. It's called, I think, EAP, something like that. So you can apply for that. You can talk about that and get some free counseling sessions, whatever you need to get you over through this time. So make sure that if you are not in an environment such as Liberia, somewhere around the world where you have access to counseling, you may speak to your pastor, you may speak to your youth leader if you are a youth. You may find somebody who will be able to help you, a trusted friend, somebody that you can trust. But make sure that you seek help and understand that you can make the best out of this difficult time. You do not have to suffer alone. Once again, I thank you all for joining in this live tonight. It was great chatting with you on the topic managing and coping with holiday stress. If you are just joining me, please go back and play this live, share this live. Follow me on the Friendly Counselor on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also contact me for more professional counseling on morethanmecounseling.org. That is my website, or you can call the number on the screen below. Happy holidays to all of you. Please stay safe with your loved ones and friends and make it memorable. Thank you for joining. Until next time, take care.